Hi, so here it is on the workbench. I'm going to take the back plate off so I can block the bridge. So I blocked the bridge, I loosened the strings, and now I'm going to take off the pick guard. Okay, we got one tone polyester tone cap. It's a little smaller than the one on my Mexican-made Telecaster, my Nashville Telecaster. Got this figured maple top, flame maple. You can see it's designed to be modified. You can put a humbucker in here. You can see that. It looks like they drilled out a place right here for either a switch or something like that under the pick guard. You could put another switch. I think the routes are even have holes, so you can wire the humbucker through there. Pretty nice. So I'm going to remove this tone cap right here, and I'm going to put one of these 0.047 microfarad tone caps in there, and see how it sounds. So I'm going to test the capacitors to see what their readout is, because there's every electronic component has a tolerance. See that it's not quite 47. This one is 48. Now let's try this one. See what the tolerance is on this one. See if this is exactly 47, or if this will be 48 too. Might be 48 too, right? This one is 48.3. So I'm going to use this one first. The 48. Okay, so the soldering iron should be heated up. I'm going to desolder the capacitor with my desoldering tool. Like my father would say, "Come on, you little bugger. Come out of there." There we go. I got the cap out. Now I'm going to put the other capacitor in there. Okay. I'll solder the capacitor into place. Got to resist vibration because it'll create a cold solder joint. You don't want that to happen. Okay, new capacitor is soldered in. Let it cool a little bit, and we'll reassemble the guitar. Okay, reattach the pick guard. You always want to do this by hand. You never want to use some type of electric screw gun or anything like that, because you don't want to damage the wood threads that are in the guitar, because you'll end up stripping the screw out and you have an issue that you just don't want. So you always got to kind of do this by hand. It's slower, but you take your time and you do it right. You don't want to be sticking toothpicks in there to fix the threads. on the guitar. You know, that's an old trick. You stick a toothpick in there, you cut it off, and it fixes the threads. But if you do it right by hand, you have no need for that. Snug them up. You don't want to over tighten them, because you over tighten them, they'll strip out. You know, you don't want to strip. You don't want to strip it. Just want to snug them up. Okay. Pick guard is back on. Tighten the strings back up. You can see I've already done some other modifications to this guitar. Got a Fender lace sensor pickup to replace the bridge. The bridge was quite noisy and didn't sound that good, so I put a Fender lace sensor, hot gold, in the bridge. And I also put a roller string tree. I put a roller string tree up here, and that gives me a little bit better tuning stability than the standard tree that came on it. And I also put Graph-Tech bridge saddles in here. I never break a string anymore with these on here. They sound really good. They stay in tune really well compared to the stock saddles. These stay in tune much better and they don't break the strings. Put the back plate back on it. This will all be done in time for me to catch the British news. Get my update. My British World News update. I'll be just in time for that. Snug them up. Not too tight, just snug. There you go, back plates on it. I just got to tune it up and we'll hear how it sounds. Okay, so here it is, the Fender Player Strat with a new capacitor, 0.047 microfarad. So I noticed right away it's much darker. Roll it all the way back on the bridge pickup. Turn it up, watch the difference. Big difference, right? That's what I was looking for. That's the Clapton woman tone. So that's what that capacitor does, right? So I got the lace sensor pickup, got the new capacitor, so I can get those Eric Clapton sounds, you know? So back in the 60s they came with those caps stock, and why they changed that I don't know. I guess they people prefer a more subtle tonal variation. But I mean, you want extremes, right? You know, taking care of business, making sounds loud or mellow, right? So that's what it does.